Can I start now? Mm-hmm. Hello everyone, welcome to For His Namesake. If you're wondering why I'm speaking quietly, it's because we're in the library again and we need to be quiet. And you would think these rooms would be soundproof, but they're not. Mm-hmm. You can hear, you can't hear what they're saying per se, but you can hear noise, people talking. So
it reverberates in here.
Right, and it vibrates and
and we don't have a fan to block it.
Right, so I'm sorry we're speaking quietly. Just pump up the volume there on your screen and hopefully you can hear what we're saying. Today, Valentine and I are going to talk about what we eat and how we eat and where we eat. So I guess I'll start off and basically, I know this sounds terrible and that could probably be a showing of why I haven't lost any weight. I truly don't look like I'm homeless, to be honest. I look like I eat plenty. And I would say that I do to some extent, but it's not the healthy food. Unfortunately, fast food is very cheap, and so that's what we eat. We eat fast food for breakfast. We don't eat any lunch at all. We try to make it the day without eating lunch. If we do, it's snacks, and again, snacks are not, they're not healthy. A breakfast bar that's covered with chocolate, or those cereals packages that you can buy, they're like 5 in a package. Those are as fake and phony as you can get. Talk about sugar overload and artificial flavors and you name it. You know what I'm talking about, Fruit Loops and such. And so things, that's what we snack on. Or a piece of bread, white bread. So that's our snacks if we happen to get hungry during the day. And then the evenings, it's back to fast food again. I mean, I can list off a whole bunch of things. Okay, here we go. McDonald's, Domino's Pizza. What's another one?
Panda Express.
Panda Express, which is Oriental food, but it's still in a form of fast food.
And it is sort of kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But my sister is on their rewards
system,
and of course, the more times you eat there, they give you free deals and such. So
and the same with McDonald's.
Yeah.
Get on their app and you can save money. In case you didn't know that, big time. You can get free meals. It's amazing. So if they have an app, and we've tried some others like Taco Bell and places, but we didn't like Taco Bell.
No
but,
offense.
No offense if y'all like Taco Bell, but you know what I mean. The cheap fast food places that you can go eat. And then once in a while, in a long while, we'll go out and eat at a really nice restaurant. And Valentine's going to tell you how we go about doing that.
Well, before we even were on this homeless journey and we still had a home before it foreclosed, for those of you who are new, we were not doing well financially. In fact, I would actually say maybe even worse than being homeless, because we had bills on top of that. The electricity, the internet, the water. Oh my goodness me. And I felt more hungry there than I do now, sad to say. That's just the situation that we were in. But a friend of mine, she had gotten an email, I won't mention her name for privacy reasons, but if you're watching, you know who you are. And in that email was ways of how you can earn money or help yourself financially. And one of those ways was to take surveys. And there's several survey platforms that you can try. I go on mypoints.com. You can get points by buying certain products from different stores like Macy's, Walmart, Amazon, if you buy certain products, even airlines. If you travel a lot, MyPoints is the way to go. They give you lots of points for that. We don't shop online a lot, so it takes me a while to earn points. It's not, I don't know, they need to do a better job, I would think. For instance, if you just even want a $3 Amazon gift card, you have to raise almost 700 points for that. That's a lot of surveys. I'm taking surveys like for hours on end. To me, that's my way of contributing to the family. That's sort of like an income. And in fact, I just got notified that for this year, I had raised over $600 worth of points I took just doing the surveys. So that they consider that an income, IRS, and all that kind of things. But I'm saying that this is a way for you to help yourself out, kind of like a side income thing.
Yeah.
But it's so time consuming. But recently, to celebrate my sister's birthday, we went to Olive Garden because, as she does this too, we raised points for it. We took lots of surveys to get that olive gift card. Oh, it was so good.
Yes, yes, and it felt good that, I mean, it was very humbling because Valentine had, you know, they only come in increments of, I think it was it $25
Yeah.
each, and so she had all these increments and was almost embarrassed to ask the waitress, will you accept all these increments of $25 a piece, you know, because Olive Garden is very expensive. We ended up spending $108 to be exact. By the time they added the tax and all that, it was about $107 and some cents. That's how much it came to, and we only had $100 in the gift cards. And they said, yeah, you can do this yourself on that little kiosk at your table, and you can just scan the barcodes, and that'll pay for it right there. And anything over, well, you know, just pay with cash or on the card or whatever. And so that's what we did. But I just want to mention something about those surveys. To me, I've done them, and I don't have patience for that. It takes a lot of patience. And I just don't. I mean, after they ask you so many questions, and after you've answered 30, and they just basically want your opinion. That's what it is, a lot of opinions. What do you think about this company for shoes? Which shoe company do you like better? Do you like Nike, or do you prefer Adidas, or whatever that company's name? You know, which one do you like better? And then it's almost like you better know why you accepted one over the other, because then they're going to ask you about 50 questions based off of that. Not to turn you away from doing the points, but it's just a lot of work, and you have to have a lot of patience, and I don't have patience for these people that ask me 20 times why I chose Nike over the other one. Well, what is it about Nike that you like? Is it the color? Is it the size? Is it the offers that they give? That kind of thing. And so it does get very time consuming, because the questions will keep going. And I've actually timed myself. One time it took me 2 hours to do one survey. But it does let you know ahead of time. That's a good thing. It does let you know ahead of time how many points you will make and approximately how long it will take you to take the survey. But I guess I'm a little slow. Valentine's very, very fast. I have seen her do them. Like, how do you do that? Oh my gosh, I have to read word for word and then read it again. So I'm a little slow. She's faster. She can get a whole bunch and sometimes she'll spend all day, bless her heart, doing surveys. That's very mentally draining if you think about it.
And some of the surveys are picky, and they don't accept you. You don't always get to complete the survey. Sometimes they bump you back to start and say, here's 1 point or 5 points for trying.
Yes.
And you just keep on trying to the next survey.
Exactly. And then, I know this sounds awful, but you know, sometimes I just feel like lying. But they remember you. It's computer generated, but they seem to remember you. So if I were to say, one day I'm white, because they'll ask you what color your skin is. I'm white. What do you call yourself? White, Caucasian, and I'll say white. And then one time I just felt like saying, I wonder if they would know that I said I was now Hispanic. So I put down, I'm of Latino. I just wanted to see. And they said, I'm sorry, and this thing will go across the thing. They'll say, I'm sorry, you weren't a good fit for the survey. And I was thinking, probably because they know that I'm white Caucasian and that I'm not Hispanic and that I lied. I know that's a terrible thing to do as a Christian, but I was just testing it out. And they know, even though it's computer generated, they know who they know, I guess because of past surveys probably, that I'm white Caucasian and I'm not Hispanic. So yeah, they're very picky, and then sometimes I feel like I'm disqualified because of my age. They'll ask me all these questions, and you're doing good. And then the next question is, we just have one more question. How old are you? And I'll tell them. I don't mind saying I'm 55 years old. 55. Sorry. And so, you know, sometimes I can laugh about it now, but in the moment I'm not laughing. But yeah, points is the way to go if you want to make some extra. I'm serious. It really, you know, we've gone to Olive Garden and then we celebrated someone else's milestone, and
it was,
I forgot who it was. Yeah, Daddy's birthday, and so we.
Or it was just my dad's birthday is coming up, but I just wanted to take them out to Chili's one day.
Right.
And I was able to raise $100 gift card for that.
Right, that was amazing. And so then we thank her, and we thank Valentine, because she did try to get a job, as you know from previous videos. She has tried to get several jobs and it just didn't work out for whatever reason. And so this is her way, like she said, to contribute, and her place of employment is doing the surveys, because that is a very time consuming. It takes all day for her to get as many points as she does towards a gift card. And then the gift card doesn't come right away, by the way. After you've answered all those questions, then they'll let you redeem your card. And then it says it could take up to anywhere from 2 days to 10 days. And then sometimes if you go for the larger surveys that give you a whole lot of points,
Like
we're
3,000.
talking like thousands of points or whatever, those take actually 4 weeks to get the gift cards. And they may be real short surveys, but you have a longer time to wait. Or you can play games. My husband plays games. I know this seems like a total waste of time, but it's not. He plays games they have games that you can play, and those give a whole lot of points. If you can win those games, they give a whole bunch of points that you can redeem for gift cards. So that's kind of what we're doing for employment-wise to kind of help us out just a wee bit, because the 2 incomes that are coming in right now are part-time, as we mentioned before, and they basically just pay the bills that we still have to pay, which is we have two storage units where we keep our bigger items like furniture and that kind of thing, and they pay for those, and then they pay for the gym that we, that's where we shower at, and we do some exercise too, and so they pay mainly for that, and gasoline, some of the gasoline and food items that we need. And about the foods, I guess I can mention that too. I don't know if that was part of this as well, is that people have asked us before, like, where do we get our food and that sort of thing, and we have gone to food pantries. Some of them are run by churches, some of them are just charities of various sorts, and unfortunately they're not geared, and we're not talking bad about them. We think it's wonderful that they have these charities available in the town that we're residing in right now, but they're more geared for people that have homes. The food that they pass out are in cans, and we do have a can opener. But green beans at room temperature, I guess if I was really starving, really starving, yes, I would eat that at room temperature. Or they will give us meats. We're talking raw meats that need to be cooked, and we don't have, like Valentine mentioned, we don't have a stove, we don't have a microwave, we don't have a toaster oven, we don't have a refrigerator, we have an ice chest, and that's not really a good place to keep raw meats. And people have mentioned, well, why can't you go to a grill at a park? Well, you need charcoal for those, and charcoal is pretty expensive. Yeah. I'd say, for a bag yay big, it's $7.99 in this town anyway. So it's not cheap. So we eat, like I said, at a lot of fast food restaurants. It's easier. It's ready to go. We can just grab and go and eat it on the run, basically. So it's easier and it's less expensive. So
and we do try to eat fruit. It's just, fruit is so expensive. Yeah. It really is. And a lot of them you need a knife to cut. We just recently got a paring knife. Right. And then you need to wash the knives, and there's no sink, so you have to pour water outside in the parking lot somewhere and wash it there. So hopefully that'll help us some, but mostly you just eat bananas. They're cheap. That's our fruit, bananas. Or an apple. Although a lot of our family members, one of them, we have sensitive teeth. I can't just eat an apple like that. I actually need to have it cut for me.
Right. Yeah. So need to have a
lot of fruits you need a knife for.
Right. Yeah, but also just expensive. Yeah. We like berries, various kinds, especially raspberries, and you all know how expensive those are. And then, of course, that's berry season, I think, is over with now. But still, in the summertime, they were in the season. Watermelons were in the season. Every time we saw a watermelon and people would grab them, we'd like, wish we could have a watermelon. That would be just so wonderful. Now, Valentine does not like melons. I think she's the only one that doesn't. But the rest of us were like, we would just love to have a watermelon. But we needed a sharp, like one of those big knives, and me personally, I'm terrified of knives, so I don't like to have them in my sight at all. And if you're wondering how I ever cooked, I actually had the dullest knife in the kitchen, which was a lot of times just a little...
I know you're not supposed to.
Yeah, but I know they say you could probably cut your finger more on a dull knife than you could on a sharp knife, but I'm terrified of knives. Don't ask me why, I'm just terrified, and so I don't want them anywhere in my sight. And so we did buy the paring knife, but it's covered, and I don't look at it. Someone else is going to have to cut the apple with that knife. So anyway, but that sounds like we're making excuses. But basically, we just wanted to tell you that fruits and vegetables, even like one of our daughters, she likes to eat raw carrots. I know raw carrots are, for the most part, can be kind of cheap. It's just a hassle. I mean, have to find somewhere in private somewhere to wash the carrot and then take the peeler, and like I said, we just can't openly do those things when you're homeless. You're frowned upon, gawked at, whatever. I've discussed this in previous videos. But so that's kind of, so we do eat, it's just not healthy.
Right.
We are looking forward to having our own home someday, and it doesn't have to be a fancy home, just a dwelling of some sort where we can have our privacy to wash our fruits and vegetables and cook our meat on a stove, that sort of thing. So yeah, anyway, but
so we hope that this gave you some insight into, at least in our experience, what homeless people might eat. And I feel sorry for those who don't even have that. I think that we're very blessed to even go to fast food restaurants.
Yeah, because we've seen some really, really homeless men. There seems to be a lot of homeless men more than anything else. I'd say around their 40s and 50s and up. And they just, they're getting the coins out of their little bag that they have and putting it out on the counter, and then they'll just get a small drink from the fast food restaurant that we might be at. And so they're really doing bad, So yeah, I'd say we're pretty blessed, and we're blessed that we have a truck to stay in where they're out in the elements. They're literally, we've actually seen them laying on the ground under a tree with just their clothes. I haven't even seen, it's not really been cold enough at night to have a blanket, but I'm not looking forward to the cold weather. I feel sorry for those people. There's no shelter here. That's another thing. Some of y'all asked us if there's a shelter in the city in which we live in. No, there are no shelters except for women and children coming out of domestic violence. That is it.
Which tells you something about the town that we're living in, sadly. It's not the safest town.
Right. It's not.
No.
We've heard there's a lot of gang activity and drug activity in various neighborhoods, and it's not safe.
Nor is it the cleanest.
Right.
So that's probably explaining why we see so many homeless men. There's dirty streets.
Yeah.
So something else to keep in mind when next time you see a homeless person, think about the environment that they're actually coming from.
Right.
The town that you're passing through might not be the safest or the cleanest.
Exactly.
We have experienced that firsthand. But we're not complaining.
Right.
We're just trying to open our eyes to the homeless, because I myself used to judge homeless people.
And me, I've said that too before. So, I'm learning what not to do. Don't judge the poor. Don't judge the homeless, and
to count our blessings.
Right.
And I'm still learning this. There's so many things I miss. I'm not gonna lie to you. I miss sitting down at our own table with our own plates, our own forks. I miss hot cocoa, and I could go on.
Homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Yes. I mean, store-bought's okay, and I'm not making fun of people who work at restaurants. I'm just saying nothing beats a home-cooked meal.
Right. We were already worried about where we're going to go for Thanksgiving. I know that seems selfish, but we had just met someone new yesterday in a park, and she happened to be a Christian, and I was telling her, I feel guilty for wanting to be in a comfortable home and having a regular Thanksgiving meal with my family gathered around the table and have all the fixings to go with it. And she said, you don't have to feel guilty about that. You're a mom, and moms want what's best for their family. And I thought, I never saw it that way. But there's just a tinge of a guilty feeling, like, whoops, maybe I shouldn't be wishing for those things.
So just know that we have not yet reached the ultimate contentment. I don't think anyone can ever reach full contentment until the Lord Jesus comes, because we're all human.
Right.
You can be content for a day, and then the next day you'll see something that you wish that you had.
Right. Yes.
So just continue to pray for us, and we'll continue to pray for you as we go through this journey, and we hope that you'll be encouraged and thank God for the blessings that He's given you, as we know that He has blessed us tremendously as well. Leave your prayer requests down below, and any other questions or any other topics that you'd like us to address.
Yeah.
And be sure to hit that like button if you would please. That helps us get the videos out so other people can be encouraged by this ministry for His name's sake. And click that notification bell so you know anytime a video comes out. And please hit subscribe if you're new here. We're so glad to have you part of this family.
Definitely.
God bless you all.
God bless you. Bye. Bye-bye.